today. We'll have Alex Polizzi up first. He'll be joining us in just a moment. Again, Alex Polizzi is up first. Yep, you're gonna sit right there. You take the mask off, right? So you're just gonna look straight ahead at the camera.
Okay. No problem. Already throwing you guys off. Plug back in.
Yeah.
Oh no. I was gonna say if we gotta reschedule this one.
Recording in progress.
All right, we are now being joined by Alex Polizzi. We'll begin with a few questions from our media. Tony, your line is now live.
Hi, Alex. How are you? Hope you are.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Good. Thanks. Obviously, you've got a huge fight coming up this weekend, and probably, my tip for potential fight of the night before it's even, before fight night. Just a couple of questions off the back of that. I mean, given how potentially, good this fight's going to be, was you disappointed to hear that it wasn't on the main card? And then secondly, is there any chance that this fight is going to go the distance?
It's hard to say, talking to your second point about whether the fight's going to go the distance or not. I know Grant Neal's a gifted and talented opponent. Really looking forward to this fight. As far as where we fall on main card versus, preliminary, I'm blessed enough to be here and being able to fight for everyone to watch. So whether that's preliminary card on YouTube or whether that's main card on Showtime, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference to me as far, because, when you're out there and under the lights and face to face with an opponent, it doesn't really matter where you were in terms to where everybody else is fighting. So we'll see. Maybe next time we'll be on the main card and showing up somewhere else, but it's all kind of relative and doesn't make that big of a difference from where I'm at.
All the best for Saturday. Thank you.
All right, Michael.
Hey, Alex, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, Mike?
Everything good here, man. Thank you for your time. I wanted to ask you, you're facing an undefeated opponent so far, 5-0. How important for you is to take his undefeated streak away? And secondly, what's the strategy here? What are you looking to do this Saturday in this fight?
Whether the opponent's undefeated or winning record, losing record, we're always out there to get that W. The game plan is, just kind of sticking with what my game plan has been for all my fights. I'm looking to get better. I'm looking to make sure that I'm keeping pressure forward, keeping pressure on them, wearing them down, and always looking to do damage, looking to finish, looking to end that fight. So I mean, if it happens that I get to be the first one to knock down, to chalk one up in Grant Neal's L column, that'll be great. But it'll be a fun fight regardless.
Perfect, man. Thank you very much, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Santiago.
Hi, Alex. Thank you for the time.
No problem.
How are you experiencing this fight week in San Jose thus far?
San Jose is been nice so far. Cool venue. I'm always up for a change. The past 3 fights we've been in Uncasville at the Mohegan Sun, and it's been fun. But it's nice to get a little change up. Weight cut for me is usually pretty simple, pretty easy comparatively to some of the other fighters I know. So just trying to make sure that we're controlling the nerves and looking forward to a fun fight on Saturday.
Your last fight was 3 months ago. Are you happy that the promotion got you back in there quick again?
Absolutely. With a lot of my fights, historically, I haven't really taken that much damage. Most of this time when I need that week off after the fight, it's not so much from the fight itself, it's just from training camp. But it's nice to get that quick turnaround and be able to put on good shows for Bellator and for everybody watching at home. And I'm a guy who just likes to fight, so it's nice getting back in there, getting right back to it.
Good luck on fight night, sir.
Thank you.
Art, go ahead. Art?
What's going on, Alex? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. The one question, obviously, with the undefeated streak is one thing, but you've been undefeated in your past. I mean, you have one loss in your professional record. But when you look at your opponent, is it more taking that undefeated streak? Is that more important to you, or is it just getting the victory? And really, what is the main goal with your career? Because with an undefeated fighter, I would think that that's kind of a big deal to take the goose egg from them. But you have more important things to take care of as well.
Well, I've said this in the past. I try not to play too much into, what the opponent's done and his accolades and his style and stuff. I'm really trying to focus on me. So I think the first part of your question, it's just more important that I chalk up a win for myself. Whatever his record is whatever his record is. But against me, obviously I'm hoping that it'll be a W. Pushing forward in the career, I've said it before, but I like fighting. So if I can just keep punching people and not the police don't come knocking on my door, I'm a happy camper.
Good luck to you, Alex, this Saturday.
Thank you.
Mason?
Hey, Alex, this is Mason from Overtime Heroics. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. How are you, Mason?
I'm doing great. I wanted to ask, a couple of fights ago, you suffered your first professional defeat. How did that affect you leading up to your last fight?
From every fight, we're able to take a little bit and piece some stuff together. Wasn't my night, and we were able to look back. Angles is a skilled opponent, but there's holes in my game that he ended up revealing, and I'm hoping that L just makes me a better fighter because of it. And we've been working on the holes, like I said, trying to work on our striking game, making sure that our wrestling is polished and not so reliant on just kind of brute strength and being the bigger guy. So yeah, it sucks. I'd rather be undefeated, but if you can't learn from the L's, you can't. You're in the wrong sport.
And last from me, what can us as fans expect from you on fight night?
I'm a guy who goes out there, and I think I enjoy what I do. It's been my favorite job of a list of strange and differentiated careers. I'm out there to have a good time. I'm trying to deal damage and have fun while I'm doing it. So you can expect to see maybe some things that aren't as traditional. I'm never looking to win via scorecard. I'm always looking to deal damage whenever I can, and making sure that it's something that'll remind my opponent that he's in the ring he's stuck in there with me for a long time. Looking forward to some fun and violence. Good old fashioned fun and violence.
Kobe? Kobe, go ahead.
Kobe.
All right. Last one here. Lennon?
Hey, Alex, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Lennon?
I'm doing good. Is there anything particular you did to train differently for this fight versus other fights?
Not so much. We're really my whole career, and I've said this before, is I'm trying to look at the holes in my game and less so much on opponents, and it makes it just an easier transition in training camps, and just pushing forward to keep working on the stuff that I need to work on. So my background's wrestling, heavy grappling, so we're always trying to work on transitioning those skills into being a better striker. Answer your question, it's kind of the same stuff that we've been working on. We're just building, slowly becoming a better fighter.
Okay. And as looking on future fights, is there anyone that you would particularly want to face in the future?
Oh man, you guys always give me this question. I always bungle it up. I just got to stay true. Like I said before, as long as Bellator will keep paying me and flying me out to punch people, I don't really care who it is. It'd be nice to fight on the main card with some of the top tier guys in the weight division, but if there's other opponents that need to get punched by me, then that's where it's going to happen.
All right. Thanks for the time, Alex. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
All right. We are now being joined by Christian Edwards. Once again, we'll begin with a few questions with the media. Santiago, your line is now live.
Hi, Christian. Thank you for the time. How are you experiencing this fight week in San Jose thus far?
It's been a pretty good experience so far. I love one of my favorite things about what I do for a living is the traveling aspect. I love seeing the world and seeing different cultures. And, I can't complain about San Jose. It's a nice city and it's a nice state for sure, California. So, I've enjoyed my stay here so far.
How did your camp go at Jackson Wink MMA? And did you get to train a lot with some other big teammates like John Jones and Devion Franklin?
I definitely. This camp, I mostly worked with Davion Franklin, Devin Clark, who's also fighting on Saturday, and Antonio Arroyo, who's also fighting on Saturday. I worked with Juan Adams, who just won his heavyweight title in Fury, and just a lot of people that have definitely pushed me and have actually made me a better fighter. I believe in the gym, just grinding with me.
A lot of things are going on in the light heavyweight division. Of course, there's a tournament going on, but also lower ranked fighters are scheduled to fight now. Where do you see your place in this division after a win on Saturday?
On Saturday, I honestly believe that there is no denying that I deserve a top 10 guy because I am a top 10 guy myself. So after this fight, I believe they'll give me a top 10 guy for sure. And then once I beat whoever they put in front of me, then it's only a matter of time before I start to stack up some big wins. And then hopefully I can get a title shot by the end of next year.
Good luck on fight night, sir.
Nathan?
Hey, Christian. My question for you is, what statement do you want to make in the light heavyweight division as you prepare for this fight coming up?
I just want to pretty much put the whole division on notice. I feel like I'm a big problem for anybody in the 205 division, and everybody knows it. I feel like because otherwise, I haven't heard anybody say my name. You know what I mean? Nobody's saying I want that Christian Edwards fight. So I mean, I just feel like it's only a matter of time before those guys are forced to fight me, and then once I beat whoever they put in front of me next, I believe that I'll be right there in the title conversation, whoever that may be, whether it's Phil Davis, Anthony Johnson, Yoel Romero, Lyoto Machida, whoever.
Tony?
Hey, Christian, hope you're well. So in an ideal scenario, you get the win, you remain undefeated. The 49ers beat the Eagles on Sunday. Great weekend.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
and
yeah, no,
and
I'm actually.
Obviously,
no, go ahead.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
No, go. Oh, I was just going to say, obviously, it's great to see you back in there so quick after your last fight. I mean, given how young you are in the sport still, is that the most important thing? Just to be as active as humanly possible.
Yeah, for sure, man. Just because it was a pretty quick turnaround, so I didn't have time to get fat and put on some weight. You know what I mean? I was already in shape when I started the camp. And this is actually the best weight cut I've ever had. Honestly, I got to give a lot of credit to my girlfriend, Monica, who's been, cooking for me, making sure I eat clean and also like doing cardio with me every day. And just on top of that, like training like a beast, like I always do, and putting in the hours in the gym and working with so many talented fighters like Davion Franklin and Devin Clark and Antonio Arroyo, Juan Adams, all those guys, and Lydell Pogue, who's also an up-and-comer who's under the same management as me. So I just, I really like my odds for sure going into this fight because I'm in tremendous shape and I really don't believe he'll be able to keep up.
Best of luck for the weekend.
Thank you.
Dylan?
Hey there, Christian. I appreciate you making some time.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you.
I'm just curious because this Ben Parrish fight is one that has, fallen by the wayside a couple of times, factors beyond the immediate control. But my question is there a level of, closure associated with a fight like this just because you prepare multiple times for a certain opponent and now you're finally getting out there to do it?
Yeah, I would say so for sure. Just because I've thought about, freaking hurting this man so many times since the first time we were booked. And honestly, I'm just ready to, get it out of the way and get another win under my belt. And I'm not looking past Ben at all. I respect him as a fighter and as an opponent, but I know what I'm capable of. And I believe that I'm on a completely different level than him. And I believe it's going to show when we face each other in the cage on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's definitely the level of focus on your opponent, like you're saying, but just entertaining the idea you get the ideal outcome here. Is there a level of, you're going to be studying the main event just because it's a pretty key fight in your division, or is like the streamlined focus just totally on the?
Yeah, I mean, for now, it's definitely all about Ben Parrish for sure. But that is a fight that intrigues me just because it'll be interesting to see like how it shapes the division depending on who wins on Saturday, because Yoel Romero, he's up there in age. He's a very talented fighter and a legend in this sport. But he's up there in age, so I really don't see him doing this much longer. But Phil Davis, I know he's still got a lot of gas in the tank, and I know that he wants that title. He talks about it, and I believe he's still trying to win that title. So I think I definitely am going to pay attention to it for sure. But honestly, yeah, it's just all about Ben Parrish for now.
Mason?
Hey, Christian, this is Mason from Overtime Heroics. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. This is a quick turnaround for yourself. How excited are you to be back in the octagon after not even that long out?
I couldn't be more excited, honestly. Like, I feel great. Like I said, I started this camp in shape already because it was a quick turnaround. It's the best weight cut I've ever had in my life, honestly. And yeah, man, I'm excited to go out there and really make a statement and show that every fight I'm always getting better, and every fight I'm never gonna look the same as I did in the last fight.
And last thing from me, what can we expect from yourself come fight night?
I would say expect a dominant performance on my behalf and a lot of violence for sure.
Lennon?
Hey, Christian, Len and Chris, Sports and Culture Media. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. With your undefeated streak on the line, what kind of pressure do you have to keep it going?
Honestly, man, there really is no pressure. I always have a feeling of just undeniable self-belief going into fight week, just because I know the work that I've put in, the time that I've put in, and how much of my life I've dedicated to this particular craft, and it really is no pressure, I mean, of course, there is some some talk about me and my future and how bright it is and stuff like that. And, a lot of people would consider that pressure, but I don't. I just consider it more of a compliment because I know it to be true, and the fact that some other people see it to be true as well is just is really a compliment to me.
Okay. And I know with this pressure, you said there is none, but what do you usually do to take your mind off of it, like training camp wise, if you have like a second to just kind of like be yourself,
Yeah, I mean, because outside of training, I really just honestly, man, I'm a boring guy, man. You know what I mean? I don't really do much other than train. I love to train. That's really my hobby. Even when I'm not in camp, I train. So I mean, I like to play video games from time to time, but hanging out with my girlfriend, playing video games occasionally, and yeah, that's really about it, man.
We'll take one or two more here. Todd? Todd, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just muted there. Hey, Christian there. This is Todd with Fight.news. Hey, man, if all goes well, you see yourself maybe fighting more often with quicker turnarounds like this? Maybe start really racking up fights in the year to get where you need to be a little faster?
Maybe not like every single time. I mean, of course, I want to like the goal for me is I want to fight at least like 3 to 4 times each year, So maybe not like a super quick turnaround every time, but I'm not totally opposed to it. But also at the same time, I got to take into consideration the things that I put my body through in training camp, and that adds up after years and years of doing it. I've seen it and I've heard it from veterans that train at my gym. And yeah, it's just it's just being smart and approaching in a reasonable way.
Oh, absolutely. That's smart. And given your age, you can afford to do 4 to 5 fights a year for the next couple of years anyway, until you get a little older like us older guys. One last question for me. How are you winning this fight, man? Where is your strongest point and where are you just not going to be beaten?
Honestly, I win it any way I want to, whether it's on the feet, on the ground, 3-round beatdown. I can submit him, I can KO him, TKO him. Honestly, I'm better than him everywhere, and it's gonna show on Saturday.
All right, Christian, thank you very much for the time. Good luck on Saturday, man.
Thank you.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
All right, we are now being joined by Grant Neal. Once again, we'll begin with a few questions from our media. Kobe, your line is now live.
Hi, Grant. Quick question for you right off the bat. Since entering Bellator, your first few bouts went the distance, but your last couple, you've ended them quickly by submission. Is that something you're looking for in every fight now to try and get the finish as soon as possible?
In every fight, I'm looking to finish the fight extremely violently. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes guys are really tough, right? And sometimes guys enjoy getting beat on for a longer period of time. But ultimately, I'm trying to look for the finish in every single fight.
Awesome. Thanks.
Tony?
Hey, Grant. Hope you're well.
How's it going?
Looking at the Bellator rankings, and obviously you've shot up the rankings very quickly. All of the names above you are most of them are veterans in the sport. Do you feel like a big win on Saturday night solidifies you as a credible name in the light heavyweight division and potentially puts you in front of some of those veterans? Is that the next steps that you're sort of shooting for?
Yeah, the next step is always to continue on the path that I'm on. I'm on a mission, and I constantly say I'm not just here to be here. I'm here to make noise, and I'm here to go for the title. So I believe that beating the guy in front of you is the most important, and continuing to do that, winning every fight, winning the last fight, I think that will be important in projecting myself forward and propelling myself forward. And whatever the rankings say, I'm not really sure, but I just focus on just beating the guy in front of me. For all intents and purposes, the guy in front of me is the best person in the world at that time. So I just want to beat that person.
Best of luck for Saturday. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Lennon, go ahead.
Hey, Grant. Lennon, Chris, Sports and Culture Media. How's it going?
It's going well. I feel dangerous.
But that's good. What was your week like coming up to this fight?
The fight week was a little interesting, just being a new place, different protocols, different quarantine times. But ultimately, the fight camp was a phenomenal fight camp. I feel absolutely ready to go. We added a couple new things, and I'm excited to be able to showcase them on Saturday night.
Okay. And what can fans expect from you come Saturday night?
Saturday is going to be extremely violent. I'm going to go out there with brutality, reckless intent, and I'm excited to go for a finish this fight.
Thank you very much, and good luck with your fight.
Thank you.
Mason?
Hey, Grant, this is Mason from Overtime Heroics. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I wanted to ask, leading up to this fight, have you made any significant changes into your fight camp?
Nothing significant, but just minor tweaks, right? My goal is to eventually be the best in the world. So I think the minor tweaks and constantly growing and understanding and building on a foundation that we have set is the best thing for me right now. And I believe that we did that, and we made some huge leaps this camp, and I'm excited to just go out there and showcase them on Saturday night.
And last thing from me, can we get a prediction on how this fight will end?
It's going to end violently. That's the only prediction I can give you. I mean, we're both 205 pounds, and we wear 4-ounce gloves, so it's going to be a violent fight, and we're going to be going after it, and I'm excited about it. So I know that my will not be broken, and I'm excited to test the will of my opponent. So that's the way that the fight's going to go.
Stephen?
Hi, Grant. It's David Irvin from MMA Radio here. With Yoel being added to the roster, have you ever thought about the prospect of fighting Yoel one day?
Fighting in where are you located at?
Scotland.
Oh, I mean, that would be phenomenal. Just the warrior culture of being in Scotland and understanding the history behind like the fighters in Scotland. Like, I would love that. It would be an enjoyable experience. And if that is in my plans, I would embrace it fully, embrace the culture, and I'd love to showcase what I can do out there.
Superb. Thanks for answering my question. Thank you. Good luck on Saturday night, Grant.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No bother, buddy.
Last one here, Ronald.
This is Ronald E. Smith from Getting Real. Grant, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Can't complain, man. You've been saying this whole time that you feel dangerous and the fight will end in violence. But for you, to get in that mode, we know what it would take for you to get there physically, but mentally, what does it take you to get inside that mind of being dangerous?
It starts early on in the camp. We have a one set focus and we have our whys, right? Like I have my personal whys and why I'm in this game and why I do it. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is during the preparation and in the fight camp. So I have some really phenomenal coaches, teammates, and training partners that allow me to really focus in on that mindset and understand what we're here to do. And then getting closer to the fight and fight week, it's all just coming together into a beautiful display of brutality and violence that is unbelievable and unmatched in the sport of mixed martial arts. So it's going to be an art, and I'm ready to paint my canvas.
All right, Grant, thank you very much for the time and good luck on Saturday.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
All right, we are now being joined by Yoel Romero. We'll begin with a few questions from our media. Mason, your line is now live.
Hi, Yoel. This is Mason from Overtime Heroics MMA. How are you doing, man?
Hello, my friend. Everything chilling, you know. Thank you, God, for everything. It is great.
This weekend is obviously your first fight in 18 months. Fans are very excited to see you back in there. What can we expect from yourself?
Este fin de semana va a ser tu primera pelea después de 18 meses. ¿Qué pueden los fans ver, especular de tu próxima pelea?
Well, pueden ver mi crecimiento dentro de las artes marciales.
Well, they'll be able to see my growth within mixed martial arts.
Y que también mantengo mi condición física.
And that he is always in great physical fitness form.
Y después de tanto tiempo, una victoria de Yoel Romero.
And after so many years, long time, the victory of Yoel Romero.
Santiago.
Buenas tardes, Yoel, and thank you for the time. How are you experiencing your first fight week with Bellator MMA? Is the promotion taking good care of you, Yoel?
¿Cómo te está tratando la promoción de Bellator?
Buenas tardes, Santiago. Es fantástico. Lo que estoy la experiencia que he tenido hasta hoy con esta gran compañía ha sido fantástica. Una relación verdaderamente fenomenal.
Well, good afternoon. The experience that I've had so far with Bellator has been nothing but fantastic, and he is looking forward to doing this upcoming match.
Yoel, if you get your hand raised on Saturday and Bellator asks you to move down to middleweight and challenge the middleweight champion Gegard Mousasi in a super fight, would that be interesting to you, or do you want to stay at light heavyweight for a bit longer?
Si Bellator te pide que hagas una pelea en el middleweight contra Gegard Mousasi, ¿te interesaría esa pelea?
Absolutely yes, because esa es una de las ideas que tenemos y plan para trabajar con Bellator, pelear en las dos divisiones.
Well, yes, absolutely. One of our team's plans is to be able to fight on both divisions.
No por el sentido ni por el hecho de ser campeón en las dos divisiones, sino porque pensando en mi salud.
Not with the goal of trying to be champion in both divisions, but with the consideration of his health.
No bajar tanto de peso y pelear en 185 me pondría mucho más saludable.
Not to have to lose too much weight to fight at 185 will keep him at a good, healthy status.
Max, go ahead.
Hey, well, thanks for taking the time. This is Max Going from the Going Live podcast. You just kind of touched on it a little bit, but this is your first fight at light heavyweight in quite a bit. How are you feeling physically? How was the preparation knowing you didn't have to make that big weight cut?
¿Cómo te sientes que no tuviste que hacer esta gran pérdida de peso?
I feel great. I feel good. I moved the division. Yo me moví de división, pero no subí de peso. Solamente sigo manteniendo mi mismo peso de entrenamiento en un campamento.
Well, I feel good because I didn't have to drop weight. I just kept my own weight, and I just switched divisions and kept my own weight.
Y siempre he peleado, cuando he estado en campamento, siempre he entrenado con pesos completos y light heavyweight.
And I have always trained with heavyweights and light heavyweights within my training camp.
Solamente he entrenado con pesos ligeros o pesos medianos ya cuando estoy cerca de 185. Cuando estoy en unas 200 libras, 195, es cuando empiezo a entrenar con pesos medianos o pesos más bajos, o sea, en las 170 libras.
So
and within my camp, I've only had to train with lighter weights when I'm dropping down to 185. But now that I'm at 205, I can train sometimes with heavier weights.
O sea, estoy adaptado a este tipo de cuerpos pesados.
In other words, he is completely adapted to these heavier weights.
Rahul?
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Yoel, on joining Bellator. Now, before I start, I want to say that I represent One Dojo MMA from India. We have a lot of Yoel Romero fans in the country. So may I please request you a shout out for all your fans in the country?
Bueno, él representa a One en India y quería pedirle que si le puede saludar a todos los fans en India, que tiene muchos fans en India.
Oh, sí, absolutely. Hello, everyone in India. I want to say hello. Que se mantengan saludables y que Dios los bendiga mucho.
Oh, he says that he wants to say hello to everyone in India, that to stay healthy, and that God bless you all.
All right, we'll go to Tony.
Hola, Yoel. Hope you're well.
Hola, Joel, te deseo lo bien.
And hello, it's Tony, right?
Tony.
Hey, hello, Tony.
Hi, nice to meet you. I just wanted to get your thoughts on your opponent, Phil Davis, and obviously he's had a similar journey to yourself, coming from the UFC to Bellator, and he's had some great success in Bellator. What do you make us feel as an opponent?
Que él quiere saber tus pensamientos de Phil Davis, que ha tenido un camino similar al tuyo en el UFC y transicionando al Bellator.
Es un magnífico peleador, un peleador muy completo y creo que lo ha hecho muy bien en su carrera.
He feels that Phil Davis is a great fighter. He's a very complete fighter, and he's done it well in his career.
Todd, go ahead.
Hola, Yoel. ¿Cómo te sientes hoy en San José?
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Me siento fantástico aquí en San José. Después de tanto tiempo, regresé de nuevo acá y veo que la ciudad se mantiene bella, o sea, ha mejorado y que está mucho más linda ahora y es fantástico tiempo acá.
Well, he feels, first of all, hello, San Jose. God bless you all. He sees that he's very happy to come back, and he sees the city has gotten even more beautiful than before. It's always looking great, and he's looking forward to this upcoming debut.
Oh, gracias, Yoel. Yoel, ahora tienes 44 años ahora en esta pelea. ¿Crees que entrenas en una manera diferente ahora?
Sí, claramente. Absolutamente sí. Claro, hay que entrenar de otra manera. De otra manera se entrena siempre bien sensata.
So, have you felt that you have trained differently for this fight? And Yoel says that, yes, that you train in a very dedicated way and very smart way, preparing for this match.
Gracias, Yoel. Buena suerte en esta pelea.
Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you, Yoel.
And a couple more here. Jack?
Hi, Yoel. How are you?
I'm good, man. And you?
Yeah, good, thank you. So you make your Bellator debut on Saturday night after 18 months out. How excited are you to be back in the octagon this weekend?
¿Qué tan excitado estás por este fin de semana?
Muchísimo. Estoy muy excitado ya que puedo hacer lo que me gusta.
Well, he's very excited because he's doing the one thing that he loves to do.
Y hacer lo que me gusta en esta gran compañía es aún mucho más excitante.
And to do it for this company, Bellator, is even more exciting.
Dylan?
Hey there, Yoel. Appreciate you making some time.
Gracias, Joel, por darnos tiempo.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure.
I'm just curious because I've been following your career for a while now, and you're back on Showtime, kind of reminiscent of the Strikeforce days in a way. Are you feeling some of those feelings leading into this one?
Bueno, si te acuerdas de tus días en Strikeforce, este debut te está dando memorias de el pasado.
Sí, absolutamente, claro que sí. Muchas cosas se unen, muchas cosas se tienen que ver entre sí y claro, es todo muy bueno.
Yes, absolutely. Everything, many things have kind of reoccurring again, and it's very exciting, and he's very, very much looking forward to it.
And just a quick follow-up, because Yoel mentioned in the contract he has that there's middleweight and light heavyweight options, but I'm curious with Showtime also doing some boxing. Like, is Yoel gonna maybe endeavor to do some boxing as well? Is that kind of part of it, or maybe no interest?
Bueno, tú estás ahora como estás con Showtime en el middleweight y light heavyweight. ¿Estás interesado en tal vez hacer boxeo también para Showtime?
Si me dan la oportunidad, sí, claro. Creo que sí, cada vez que se abran puertas, yo era luchador.
Yes, and well, if the opportunity comes up, yes, absolutely. He was a wrestler.
Yo era luchador y ahora estoy haciendo MMA. Cada vez que se abra una posibilidad de hacer un ejercicio del cual yo pueda hacerlo, ahí estoy.
Well, yes, he was once a wrestler. Now he's an MMA fighter. And if there's a new opportunity that opens up for a new exercise or exercise that he does already, he's more than willing to do it.
Jamie, go ahead.
Jaime Barrios, de MMA Fan 507 de Panamá. Saludos, Joel.
Hola, ¿qué tal, hermanos de Panamá? ¿Cómo estás?
Hello,
Muy bien,
greetings,
muy bien.
Joel. How are you?
Joel, go with the introduction.
Yes, hi. Greetings to Panama.
Ok. Joel, en UFC nos acostumbraste pues a verte pelear en 185 libras, ahora vas a las 205 libras. Por ejemplo, vas a enfrentar a Phil Davis, te lleva un alcance considerable. ¿Cómo va a impactar esto en el estilo de pelea de Yoel Romero?
En nada, no va a impactar en nada. Si yo estoy en 185 también, la gente era mucho más alta que yo. Wyman es el tamaño de Phil. Chris es igual que él. Luz Rocco es la misma estatura también. Israel también. Yo nunca he sido en peso mediano, nunca he sido de una estatura alta. O sea, de hecho, siempre, hasta en la lucha era pequeño, era bajito de estatura para la lucha en el peso mediano.
So, do you feel that there's any difference between fighting at a heavier weight now in this division? Yoel's answer is that, no, I'm used to this. I normally walk around at that weight, and in wrestling, the stature, I was always like the smaller stature competitor, so I am used to it. Chris Weidman, Israel, all these guys, they compete at
Luke Rocco también es alto.
Luke Rockhold is also a much taller opponent, so he's used to the height differences.
Pero yo he entrenado con personas que tienen el reach más largo también que Phil. He entrenado con Johnny Bon Jones.
So he's trained with people who have a longer reach than Phil Davis, for example, John Jones, who have a much longer reach.
Pero tenemos un dicho cubano.
We have a Cuban saying,
si te dan limonada, si te dan limones, haz limonada.
If they give you lemons, you make lemonade.
Kobe, go ahead.
Hi, Yoel. It's an honor to actually talk to you. Been a fan for a long time. I represent the Pro Sports Podcasters podcast. Your opponent, Phil Davis, has made a living out wrestling his opponents. Now, you, with your wrestling pedigree, you've been criticized for not using your wrestling in the past. Will we see more of your wrestling in this particular fight?
Bueno, tu contrincante Phil Davis ha usado la lucha para vencer sus contrincantes y tú has sido criticado por no usar tu lucha suficientemente. vas a usar la lucha en esta pelea?
Estamos en MMA.
We are doing MMA.
It's no wrestling match.
It's not just wrestling.
Stephen, go ahead.
Hi, Yoel. First of all, I think I speak for the whole MMA fan base when I say it's great to see you back.
Bueno, Joel, hablando por toda la base de los fans de MMA, es muy bien verte otra vez.
Muchísimas gracias, es un placer.
Thank you very
sin-
much. It's a great pleasure.
Es un placer poder brindarle mi humilde talento.
It's a great pleasure to offer my humble talents.
A lot of people have been saying that Phil Davis is a tough opponent after how long you've been out. A statement which I disagree with. If your hand's raised on Saturday, are you aiming for Bellator gold?
Bueno, mucha gente ha criticado que Phil Davis es un contrincante muy agresivo, tal vez para que sea tu primer regreso después de tanto tiempo. Si te levantan la mano el sábado, ¿tú quieres buscar el oro el título de Bellator?
Cada cual tiene su forma y motivo y yo respeto sus pensamientos.
Everyone has their own form and motives, and he respects their thoughts and opinions.
Pero si Bellator me dio a Phil Davis es porque soy merecedor de ellos.
But if Bellator gave me Phil Davis, it's because I deserve it.
All right. Thank you very much for the time, Yoel. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you so much.
Recording stopped.
And just a friendly reminder, if you have a question for Mark, please press the raise hand button.
Recording in progress.
All right, we are now being joined by Mark Lemminger. We'll begin with a few questions from media. Tony, your line is now live.
Hey, Mark. Hope you're well.
I'm doing good.
Good. I just wanted to get your thoughts on fighting back in front of crowd this coming weekend, and what difference that makes fighting without a crowd to fighting with a full house.
I love the crowd. When I first was fighting without a crowd, I thought I'd like it. I thought it'd be, and it was a little more relaxed. You could hear your corners a little bit, but the crowd adds a ton of excitement. I like the crowd. I'm glad we're back.
And you're obviously fighting a Gracie. How cool will it be to have a win over a Gracie on your record?
I don't know, man. It my family tree is harder than his. I'm not too shaken by his name. It would be cool. He's got you know, the MMA community really respects the Gracies, which they should. But to me, he's just another opponent, and I mean that with the most respect. I really do.
Best of luck for Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lennon, go ahead.
Hey, Mark. Lennon, Crisp, Sports and Culture Media. How's it going?
It's going good.
How is your week leading up to the fight?
It's been all right. The weather out here is beautiful. I've been kind of roaming around the city a little bit, enjoying it out here. I don't know. It's been as good as a fight week can go.
And is there anything in particular that you're wanting to work on leading up to the fight that you can maybe utilize, like kind of utilize their weaknesses?
I mean, I think the game plan is pretty obvious in this fight. He's going to want to take me down and keep it the fight on the ground. I'm going to want to keep it standing and beat him up that way. I don't know. I work with a lot of high level wrestlers. I think I'm going to be a hard guy to get in those positions. And if it goes there, I've got a team full of high level grapplers that I've been working with for years. So I'm really not shy if it ends up on the ground either. I'm feeling pretty good about this fight.
Okay. Thank you very much, and good luck with your fight.
Thank you.
Kobe?
Hi, Mark. Bellator 266 is just stacked. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of eyes on this one. You've got what would be considered by most people to be a very popular opponent. Like you said, everyone knows what he intends on doing. How important is it for you to really showcase all of your skills in this particular bout?
I don't think it's that important. I think what's more important is that I win this fight. I don't care how I do it, to be honest with you. I wanna get in the top 10, and then keep progressing from there. So whether that's me knocking him out on the feet or if that's me, you know, controlling him on the ground and using my ground and pound, it don't matter to me either way. I'm just focusing on winning.
In preparation for this fight, did you bring in any specific sparring partners to sort of mimic their style, or is it the same guys you always work with?
No, we got a couple guys that are mainly jiu-jitsu guys that I brought in, and high level ones. And I worked with them a lot. I still had most of the same sparring partners, you know, and teammates that way. But I did some extra on the jiu-jitsu side of things.
Nice. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Dylan?
Hey there, Mark. I appreciate you making some time.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you giving me your time.
You were just talking about some of the high-level wrestlers you were able to get and work with, though, and one of those individuals being Alex Polizzi, chosen few gym compatriot, also fighting on the card here. And he's like, oh, yeah, we tend to do pretty great things when we're on the same card. I'm not superstitious, but hard to argue with history. So how do you feel about that dynamic there?
I like it. Me and Alex, we've been training together now for 5-6 years, and we get along really well. I don't know. I'm his main training partner, so it's nice. It's nice. We go through the camp together. We fly out together. We're out here together. It gives you that at home feeling, you know. So I think Bellator should keep us a package deal, you know.
Yeah, it seems like quite the quality tandem there, but another quality tandem seems to be Alex Polizzi and that Meat Mountain sandwich from Arby's after the fights. Do you have a certain ideal post-fight cheat meal? Like, what do you send her for after the fights?
I'm like Italian. I like spaghetti, pizza. That's what I'm craving right now. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it, if I'm being honest.
All right, well, sorry about that, man. You have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
All right, we'll take a couple more here. Suki?
Hey, Mark, absolute pleasure here. You know, you told the Jefferson County Union after your Isaac Steele win, I want to fight the best guys no matter where it is, but ideally I would love to travel. I haven't gotten out of state yet. I would like that. You know, it hasn't been a world tour or anything like that, but since then you haven't been back to Wisconsin. So what's it been like fighting around the U.S. and where are some of the places you want to fight at?
I would, ideally I would like to get overseas. I went, I had a teammate, Alex Gilpin, fight in Nottingham, England, and I went with him. That was a cool experience. If I could get, I know Bellator goes over there sometimes. If I could get overseas, that would be awesome for me. I'm not a big world traveler. I'm from a small town, and this forces me to get out and see the world a little bit, and I enjoy it.
I love it. Go Packers, baby. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Darren, go ahead.
Thanks for having me. Quick question, Mark. Where does the energy usually come from? Because we know that training camps are very intensive when it comes to keeping things up.
I after I signed with Bellator, I was able to quit my day job and just focus on fighting. And I come from a hardworking family, and I've been a hard worker my entire life. So not having a day job now my day job is fighting. So and I treat it that way. I'm up every single morning. I do my workouts in my town, and then every single afternoon I'm at my gym. Just a couple towns over. I treat it like a job, and that works for me. And I love what I do now. So it's easy for me to find the energy.
So it's not coffee.
Well, I do a little bit of coffee as well. Coffee definitely helps.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, last one here, Ronald.
Hello, this is Ronald E. Smith from Getting Real. Hello, Mark. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I just want to know, because before your previous fight where you won, you were dealing with your first 2 losing streak. And so coming with that into this fight, what were you able to, in your minds, the first time you dealt with that, push yourself not to think about it and motivate yourself to get the win?
Yeah, I think that's just a character trait of mine. You look at those fights. I lost one because of a cut. Early in the fight was the first round. The other one was a close decision that I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to dwell on that one. I was it happened, and I'm moving on. I'm not gonna dwell on it at all, and I didn't. I got right back in the gym and just kept grinding onto the next one. That's just kind of how that's just my mindset. It's how I've been my entire life. I don't know what to contribute that to, but it's who I am, I guess.
One more here, Max. Max, go ahead. All right, we'll skip him. Thank you very much for the time, Mark. Good luck on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
All right, we are now being joined by Alejandra Lara. Once again, we'll begin with a few questions from the media. Kobe, your line is now live.
Hi, Alejandra. It's nice to have you on.
Hi, nice to see you.
Now, you're coming off a recent loss and you're right back in the cage. Is this fight for you more about erasing what happened before, or have you worked on new skill sets since then?
Yeah, definitely. My last loss made me realize that I was making some mistakes that are from for a beginner, and I'm not a beginner anymore, you know. So I want to take all the things under my control, and yeah, I feel now it's the moment to demonstrate that I'm ready for this. That yeah, that I have what I need to be in the top.
So should we see you be very aggressive from round one on, or are you going to take this sort of a paced approach?
I saw my fight with Beta, and I say, oh man, I'm very aggressive all the time. And that's how I am. I'm trying to don't rush and to take my time, being, you know, patient. It's my goal, but yeah, I'm always aggressive.
All right, nice. Look forward to the fight.
Thank you.
Santiago.
Hola, Alejandra. Buenas tardes. How are you experiencing this fight week in San Jose thus far? Is Bellator treating you good?
Yeah, definitely. I'm very thankful with Bellator for this opportunity of being here in the main card and sharing with one of the most important Latino representatives right now, like Yoel Romero, you know.
Your last fight against Kana was very close. You also had a super close fight against the current champion, but you are the youngest in the top of this division. Is that your goal, Alejandra, to get better every day, gain experience, and wait for your chance to bring the title to Medellin?
Yeah, definitely. I'm demonstrating right now that you just have to believe in yourself to achieve whatever you want to do. And my last fight, yeah, was close, but I actually was dehydrated. Since the first round, I feel my body was out of energy. I didn't feel my arms or legs, but I always go to the end, and I know everybody knew that I could win that fight, but this is a moment to don't let anything to the judges, and yeah, to show that I have the potential and I can be a champ.
You are using your platform to highlight the many awful things that are happening in the world, like deforestation and also animal cruelty. And I agree with you, Alejandra. I don't think people are talking enough about these topics. Why is this so important for you?
Yeah, some people think I'm talking about other countries, but I'm talking from where I am. I'm talking from Colombia, because I think the most important thing we have, the richness of our country, is our nature, it's our animals, and it's something that no one tell me, oh, you why don't talk about that? It's just something that is inside me, that comes from within, because it's what moves my spirit, you know. I feel it's very important to create that awareness and to speak from love, from truth, from defense for all of those who doesn't have a voice.
Good luck on fight night, Alejandra.
Thank you very much.
Lennon.
Hey, Alejandra. Lennon, Chris Schwartz from Culture Media. How's it going?
Hi, everything good.
What is your mentality going into this fight?
Well, I feel all of this camp, I was recovering my confidence and rediscovering who I am. And now I feel I'm in this point of my career where I feel stronger than ever, physically and mentally. And yeah, I definitely feel that I'm not afraid of anyone of anything that could happen. So I'm very ready for this.
And what advice would you give other women who are looking to join Bellator and MMA?
To everyone who wanna fight, in a big league as Bellator, I just say you have to work hard and to put that goal in your mind and work every day, even if you don't have like that energy to train. It's very important to go and to give that energy to know that you can achieve, but nothing it's gonna drop from the sky. You have to look for it. You have to touch doors, and that's how opportunities come.
Thank you very much, and good luck with your fight.
Thank you very much.
Darren?
Thank you for your time. Alejandra, when you have control of the music during training, what do you like to listen to? What gets you inspired?
Okay, that depends of my mood. Some days I love rock and maybe power metal, but other days I just listen to salsa. I'm very changing in that way, very open mind. But yeah, most of those two.
And you said power metal. Do you have a favorite power metal band?
Yeah, maybe Stratovarius when I want to put my revolutions in the top, or yeah, Stratovarius.
Great
but
band.
Also, yeah.
Best of luck with your fight.
Thank you very much.
Dylan Bowker?
Hey there, Alejandra. Appreciate you making some time.
Hello. Thank you.
I just noticed a picture on Instagram a couple weeks back of you getting in work with Lupita Godinez. I'm curious who you've predominantly worked with ahead of this fight here.
Yeah, she were in Lobo Gym for a couple weeks, and it was amazing to say hi, to know her, and to share a training. It's very nice person.
Yeah, and just the last outing there, more of a space where there wasn't like the fans in attendance, but Bellator kind of bringing the live fans back into the dynamic. Like, what are your thoughts on the fans being reintegrated into the picture for this next fight here?
I know everyone can expect for me a good show. I know I'm a very unorthodox fighter, and I think I still have that factor surprise, and it's gonna be a great show, I promise.
Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
Couple more. Todd?
Hey, Alejandra, Todd here from Fight.News. It is good to see you. Hey,
Hi,
quick
Todd.
question for you. Hey, so you are Colombiana, pero I don't know if you know in the States. I'm pretty sure you're aware that it is National Hispanic and Latino Heritage Month here. What does that mean to you? Does that give you any extra pride fighting on this card, knowing that your heritage is being showcased?
Yeah, definitely to be fighting in this card with a big figure as Yoel Romero, it's very important for me, and I think this is a important card for Latino public and for all the Colombian people, because I am the first Colombian here in Bellator and one of the few Latinas, and I'm taking that and saying this is a big responsibility, but a big pride, and I want to show the world that we are doing great things.
Well, that is awesome to hear, Alejandra. Buena suerte mañana. And that's all I got for you. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Max, go ahead.
Hi, Alejandra. Max from Vendetta Sports Media here. Given your opponent has suffered defeat in her 2 previous fights via rear naked choke, have you identified any weaknesses in this area that you could exploit come fight night?
Yeah, of course. I was studying her style and what are the area she feel more comfortable with. But I feel I am very good prepared for what she try, and I'm always obviously trying to don't enter in her game, but taking the rhythm of the fight.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, 1 or 2 more. Jamie?
Hola Alejandra, Jaime Barrios de MMA Fan 507 de Panamá, saludos.
Hola, saludos.
Yeah. Alejandra, tanto Sabina Mazo como tu persona son un gran ejemplo para todas las chicas en Colombia y en toda Latinoamérica. ¿Qué significa para ti eso?
Do I answer in English or Spanish? Okay. For me, it's very important to show that, yeah, as I say before, we can do whatever we want if we really and truly believe in ourselves. Y es algo que en Colombia, por ejemplo, nadie pensó que yo pudiera llegar tan lejos en una liga tan importante como Bellator o que Sabina ahorita que también está en UFC. Entonces, somos las que estamos abriendo puertas, creando como esta línea en la cual esperemos que muchísimas mujeres más puedan seguir y entrar y bueno, vivir de lo que les gusta, porque lo importante es que esto pues nos apasiona y a partir de aquí pues saber que somos dueñas de nuestra vida y que podemos hacer lo que queramos.
Gracias.
Con gusto.
Last one here, Ronald.
This is Ronald E. Smith from Getting Real. Alejandra, I just want to walk back a moment of what you brought up. You said that you had to rediscover your confidence. So I would love to know, just to dive deeper on that. How were you able to do that while in preparation for your fight against Deanna?
Well, after a big loss, you start like falling in some thoughts that are sometimes very dangerous, and in my case, it was just about train good and yeah, to do the things in the way I like and to say, okay, I'm here training because I love this and because I am good in this, and that I'm thinking it's very important to talk in a good way to yourself, and that's a way to take the confidence too. To remember to yourself that you're good, that you can do whatever you want. And yeah, that's important for me.
All right, Alejandra, thank you so much for the time and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Next up, we have Neiman Gracie.
Recording in progress.
We are now being joined by Neiman Gracie. Once again, we'll begin with a few questions from the media. Santiago, your line is now live.
Hello, Neiman. Thank you for the time. How did your camp go at King's MMA?
Very good. Had a great camp, trained with the best fighters in the world, and I can't be more ready for this fight.
Did you bring Hansel with you for this fight? And is Rafael Cordero also going to be in your corner?
Yes, of course. If Hansel doesn't come to my fight, I won't fight neither. So he has to be here.
And how much of an influence was John Danaher for you personally and for your jiu-jitsu game?
Oh, it's a big influence. I've been training with John for almost 15 years now. So he's been a huge influence on my game for sure.
Good luck on fight night, sir.
Thank you.
Lennon, go ahead.
Hey, Neiman. Lennon Chris, Sports and Culture Media. How's it going?
Good, and you?
Doing good. With the Gracie name intertwined with the MMA community as it is, what is it like getting to carry on that legacy?
Man, you can have two ways to look at it. You can let all the pressure be on your shoulder and you have all the pressure on you, or you can enjoy and feel grateful to be able to carry the legacy, you know, and that's how I feel. I feel grateful to be able to carry this legacy and to be out here representing. And I believe I'm doing what I was born to do. So I can be more happy.
And what can fans expect this Saturday?
A submission.
Thank you very much, and good luck with your fight.
Thank you, brother.
Tony.
Hey, Neiman, hope you're well.
Good.
Good. I just wanted to get your thoughts on your last fight, and obviously it didn't go your way, but what did you learn from that fight?
That was a very strange fight, very weird, you know, like they stopped the fight when I was mounted on the guy because he said he couldn't see. Then they restart the fight. Then personally, I thought I won the fight, you know, I think I won the fight and I'd like to fight him again. So maybe after this one, we can fight again and no more doubts, you know?
Best of luck for Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Karen, go ahead.
Neiman, thank you for your time. You were very inspiring in that you're the first MMA fighter I'm aware of with Jewish roots like myself right there. But who is the first person in MMA that you are aware of that has Jewish roots?
Oh, good question, man. Out of my mind, I can remember. The only persons that I remember is Haim Ghazali and Aviv, his son. I really don't remember, you know, but it's a pleasure for me to carry that also, you know. It's something really strong in me, especially like as I grow older and I start learning about the Holocaust and everything that happened. So to be able to be here and represent my people is also very big for me.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
Kobe.
Hi, Neiman. Kobe, Pro Sports Podcasters here. Good to see you. Can't wait to see your fight. Now, your opponent, he's never been submitted. You're calling for the submission. Have you looked at any of his previous fights to see if it was just people that didn't have the skill that you have, or does he have really impressive submission defense? What do you think?
I fought, I think, 3 or 4 guys that never had been submitted before. And before the fight, that's what they say. Oh, this guy has 30 fights and he never been submitted. Oh, this guy, he's a black belt in judo and jiu-jitsu and he's never been submitted. Oh, this guy, it's different. You know, everybody that you fight is different. And I believe that I have the best jiu-jitsu in MMA. And it's just, he's fighting a different fighter on the floor. For sure.
So we're going to see a clinic on Saturday?
I hope so. Yeah, that's what I train for, and that's what I'm looking to do.
Right on. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, just 1 or 2 more here, Steven.
Hi, Neiman. It's an honor to be speaking to you. A lot of people go on about your family's record in MMA, but for me personally, I think yours is quite good as well. 12-2. My question is, in 2 weeks' time, Douglas Lima and Michael Venom Page fight again. First of all, will you be watching that one closely, as you could potentially fight the winner of that? Who do you think will win, and in what way?
I think it's hard to say, especially on a striker's battle, because it's a striker's battle. It's like 2 snakes fighting with each other. Whoever beat first will win. So it's hard to say. I think Michael Page was doing better on the first fight until he got caught. But I've been wanting to fight Michael Page for years. And We asked for this fight for Bellator before, and it never came to fruition. Like either he was hurt or he wasn't able to train, or so. I hope he wins, you know. And either if he wins or loses his fight, I still want to fight him because I think is a nice matchup, you know. One of the best grapplers in the division and in Bellator against one of the best strikers. So this is a fight that I want to have in the future for sure against
Yeah,
MVP.
be a great fight to see. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, brother.
Good luck Saturday.
Thank you.
And last one here, Suki.
Hey, Neiman, pleasure to be speaking with you. I feel like 2021 was a big year for you personally. Even though it was for all the right reasons, it must have been tough leaving New York City. So how's it been in Southern California for you on a personal level? And tell us about your time with Coach Fidero and Kings MMA. That's a fast-growing camp right now.
Man, it's been amazing. Like my whole life has changed, you know. It's like I came back, how can I say, home, because I was born and raised in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. My house in Brazil used to be in front of the ocean. So I used to go to the beach every day and having that beach life. And now I'm kind of back to it, you know. But more important than the beach life and the weather and everything is the team that they have out there, and it's the Master Rafael Cordeiro. He's an amazing, amazing coach. And he's been putting a lot of time on me, a lot of work on me. And everybody on the team has been helping me so much. So I've been training really hard with those guys, and now I have been training with them for a while, and I can't wait to represent them in this fight and bring the victory.
Pleasure. Have a good week, and looking forward to the fight, Neiman.
Thank you.
All right, Neiman, thank you so much for the time and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you, guys.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
All right, we are now being joined by Phil Davis. Once again, we'll begin with a few questions from the media. Kobe, your line is now live.
Hello there.
Hi, Phil. Good to meet you, buddy.
Likewise.
So you're the first one that gets the shot at Yoel Romero in Bellator. Do you think your size in this particular fight is going to be the difference? You are obviously measurably the bigger fighter. Do you think that's going to allow you to impose your will upon him?
I think just size isn't necessarily it. I think he's gone up against some rangy guys. Weight-wise, I think he probably is one of the guys that may have adjusted to the weight better than most guys. He's had a long layoff and opportunity to actually build up to the weight class. I think, honestly, the difference will be just the style matchup.
Okay. Do you think you'll be kind of outspeed him in this contest because he's been away from the game for so long?
I mean,
you don't know what to expect, right?
yeah. I mean, you teed up a question that absolutely has no answer except you'll have to watch on Saturday. Will he be rusty because he's been off for a while? I don't know. Will he be slower because he put on weight? I don't know. Will he be, will I be faster? I like to think so. I like to think I'm usually the faster guy in the cage. So, I definitely think I'll have a speed advantage. But, you always want to give a guy like that some X factor. And not only does that afford me the opportunity to push harder in training because I know I have a guy who's going to take me to the next level, but he's a top guy in the world, and you want to give him that credit, and you want to prepare for that.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it, buddy.
Thank you.
Tony?
Hi, Phil. Hope you're well.
Tony Tone, what's going on?
I'm good, thank you. I'm not sure if you're aware and if you're a stats guy or not, but this fight falls almost to the day 6 years from your Bellator debut at Bellator 142. So you fought on the 19th of September, 2016.
Snit. I was just thinking, I thought it was the 18th actually, but it was the 19th, huh? I have a weird thing about remembering fight dates. Certain fight dates just stick out in my mind. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so, the internet's done me a favor there, but my question off the back of that is, how different is the Phil Davis heading into Bellator 266 to the one heading into Bellator 142 when you had to fight twice on the same night?
Wow. Well, going into that Bellator Dynamite show, it was really like, it was interesting. You always want to concentrate on the fight at hand. And people, that's easier said than done when the next fight is, 3 or 4 months down the road. But when when it's exactly 1 hour after that fight, wraps up, it makes it very hard to just stay focused on only one fight. But man, I tell you what, it was man, that was a very difficult adjustment. Let's say it was as much fun as I've ever had, but it was more nerves than I've ever had. So many unknowns in an environment when you're in your first tournament and you're having 2 fights the same night. So many unknowns. What happens if I, this get cut here or hurt this, whatever, what have you, or even like, at what point do I forfeit the next bout, or do I ever? I don't know. So many unknowns.
Jim?
Hey, Jim Barcelona, Miami Herald. Thank you, Phil. Just 2 quickly. First, did you do anything different to prepare for Yoel?
No, nothing. We had to work with a couple southpaws. Really helped me get some good time and get a good angle. Work some wrestling, some grappling. Nothing out of the ordinary, I wouldn't say. What would you, if you were my head coach, what would you say I should do?
That's above my pay grade, man. I just asking the question. Hey, we all know he was a great Olympic wrestler, but he's not just a wrestler, and he just goes at it, man. He can box. He's very well in very good shape and all. So, man, I'll leave that to you guys to figure out. That's why I like asking the questions, Phil. But my last question for you is this. Where does a win take you next? Where do you believe a win over Yoel gets you to the next level? Does it get you a title fight? Where do you think it takes you next? And thanks.
Yoel's a top guy, and he's a super tough guy, and a win over him takes me straight to the top.
Lennon?
Hey, Phil, Lennon, Chris, Sports and Culture Media. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing good. How's your fight week leading up to this fight? Is there anything like you would want to work on, like leading up to it?
No. Honestly, fight week's just been really chill, man. Weight's been good. I forgot how much I love San Jose. I tell you what, like every time I fight in San Jose, it's just always one of those, like, it's good times, man. It's just really good times. I have so many spots in this area that I frequent when I'm here for food, and it's just always been a good city in terms of fighting and atmosphere, very accommodating for the family and everything else. So I'm excited to be here. SAP Center, the tank, always a hit. So
Andrew, go ahead.
Hey, Phil, man, first and foremost, I'm a huge fan, so this is absolutely incredible, of course, from the Blue Collar Media Group. What did you take away from your loss against Vadim Nemkov and what you can apply to this upcoming fight with Yoel Romero?
Man, I can't think of two guys that are more opposite, and they're Vadim Nemkov. You know, he hits hard, but he's very strategic. He's you're in there, you're playing chess with him. Whereas, Romero is it's like fighting him is like playing chicken. You got to move forward because that's the right thing to do. But he is definitely he's coming at you like a Mack truck. So you definitely have to hit good angles on him. But what did I learn from Vadim? What I learned, honestly, about myself really is just that I dropped the ball early in the fight, and I know I'm stronger later in the fight. So it's just learning how to empty out the tank earlier. Just kind of really turn it up in the first 2 minutes. Just kind of set the tone and then settle into the fight.
Darren, go ahead.
Mr. Wonderful, the first question I have is, how do you plan on celebrating after this victory?
Oh, man. Well, we're going to start real slow and smooth with a cold Monster Rosé. Now, as soon as I leave the venue, then I'm going to probably add a little bit of vodka into that Monster Rosé. Throw back a couple cold ones with my family. They're coming out, and just pancakes in the morning. That's about it. I haven't had a good pancake breakfast in a while, and your boy's overdue.
Sounds delightful. And the second and final question here, do any photos of you and Paul Orndorff in the same photo exist?
They don't. We should do something about that. Wait, did
he passed, unfortunately. I didn't know if you had the pleasure of meeting him while he was here.
Oh, wow. 2 weeks ago? Days ago? Oh, wow. Man, what an opportunity lost to be able to meet him. Dang. I had this feeling that was the reason why you were asking this question. I hadn't actually heard it from anywhere. I try to shield myself from social media and news in the last couple days leading up. But dang, man, that is sad news. Why would you say that right before my fight?
I apologize. I thought that there'd be a photo or two of that, but either way, champ, looking forward to the future from you. Bright future ahead.
I'm gonna have to make a post about that, and yeah, hold me to that. I'm gonna make a post just appreciating former Mr. Wonderfuls.
Thank you so much for your time, though. Best of luck.
Thank you,
Steven.
Hey, Phil Davis, it's a pleasure. You're fighting Yoel. He's a UFC vet. What were your thoughts upon hearing you're fighting Romero, and how do you think you match up stylistically?
I like the fight. I think it's a dynamite fight. I think in general, I just love fighting those guys that are big swingers. You know, the man, you know, Teixeira's and King Mo's, those guys that if they hit you, if they touch you, it's you know, big consequence, very explosive guys. So I love those matchups. I do.
How do you think you win?
Go ahead now.
How do you think you win this one?
Oh, how do I? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that the first go round. Very simple. You know, you just gotta stay in his face and stay challenging him. He like we're very good at getting a read on the tempo and the footwork and another guy's angles. And I think there's going to be a feeling out process where we are both trying to see where the other person is, both spatially and see kind of what angles and feints and fakes we're using. And after that, I think it's 4th of July. Well, you know, what bank holiday, whatever you guys celebrate over there. Fireworks, okay? Fireworks is the point. You get what I'm saying?
All right, a couple more here. Suki.
Hey, Phil, pleasure to be talking to you here. And if there's one thing I've wanted to ask, you know, it seems that we're getting away from the appreciation for the art of not getting hit. And honestly, man, you're probably one of the better defensive fighters I've watched since I've started watching this sport. So as a guy who really is kind of doing everything the right way, never been finished, he's getting a lot of bump for being a UFC veteran. How do you feel about that? Is that something that we're seeing as a dying breed here?
You know, I think a lot of times you to get credit for not being hit, you have to go out on your you have to go out like Ali and let people know that you dance like a butterfly and sting like a bee. And I've never been one to draw attention to it. I just I like to just surprise guys when we actually get in the cage. A lot of times I've noticed that guys don't they don't always break down the action in a cage. They're not reading the right signs and they're not looking for the right things. And so what they end up seeing, the read that they're getting from watching film tape isn't really accurate. And so I use that to my advantage. I remember after I fought Rashad, he was kind of breaking down what he did to prepare, and I was like, dang, this dude's spot on. He's right on. And go figure, he didn't have a problem finding me that fight. And so I realized that that's just not a thing that everyone does.
Great. And, you know, just a fun question to end it off. I mean, if you could pick a trilogy fight with Bader or Nemkov, who would it be and why?
I think definitely Nemkov. Definitely Nemkov. There's just more action in that fight.
Pleasure, Phil. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right. Last one here, Dylan.
Hey there, Phil. I appreciate you making some time.
Thank you.
A bit earlier, you were talking about some post-fight cold ones, though. I'm kind of curious about Three Punk Ales and specifically the Hanks but no Hanks brand there, because that seems pretty cool.
Wow. I can talk about Hanks but no Hanks, but all day long. So, local brewery in Chula Vista, Three Punk Sales, cool guys, all local guys. And I own a deli in Chula Vista. It's called Hungry Hank's Deli, right? My wife and I, we took it over from my mother-in-law. We bought business from her. And man, it's just been cool to like reach out in the community and be a part of the community from the perspective of a business owner. And one of the collaborations that we did was the beer Hanks, but no Hanks. Kind of play on words for Hungry Hank's Deli. And so we made this beer Hanks, but no Hanks. Has me on the can, as you saw. It's delicious. It's a Pilsner, very light and refreshing, smooth, good stuff, all good stuff. Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna have a couple of those post fight. That's just my go-to, actually. But yeah, man, it's we developed that, and actually in Three Punks Brewery right now. That's today's Thursday. Tomorrow, I'm hosting a happy hour on me, so it's just cool to be able to reach out and be a bigger part of the community than just being a guy who drinks beers, but also a guy who gives beers. And I mean, just being a part of my local community is everything.
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate the insights. Thanks so much, man.
Mm-hmm. Hey, thank you for asking. It's a good question.
All right, we'll end on that one. Thank you for the time, Phil, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Recording stopped.